chance to hear, Susan Biter has prepared some slides a little later, so we'll get a chance to see some of the scouting experience. I got a chance to attend a couple of scouting events this year, and they were wonderful. They still went on even with COVID. So why don't we take a nice deep breath? And we're going to breathe in everything that we want to hold on to this week, and breathe out everything we're trying to get rid of from this past week. It's always such a hectic time. Why don't we do that one more time? Now we're ready for Shabbat. It looks like Bruce hasn't joined us yet. So what we'll do is I think we'll shift to Cantor in our service, and we'll have a chance to hear from Bruce later on. I hope he's okay. Rella will check on him.
Our Scout Shabbat. This was the
Can't hear.
Cantor, you're muted.
Hang on.
When it goes on mute, she has to take down the screen share. But we're going to sing Shalom Aleichem. What you saw there, Cantor was saying, is that was from a couple of years ago when we could gather. It's hard to believe. It seems like such a big group there, right?
The last time we gathered for Scout Shabbat.
I think some of them are a lot taller now.
They're a lot taller. You're a lot older than you are in that picture too.
Oh, there's Bruce. Sorry, we missed you before. Bruce,
Okay.
Do you want to officially welcome everyone?
Yeah, real quick. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Sorry it took me a little lag in getting online tonight. But I'm really happy that we're able to do the Scout Shabbat. It's one of my favorites of the year, and I think it's important to point out the Scout motto is "Be prepared," and that is what has gotten us through the pandemic for these last 2 years. Being prepared. Interesting anniversary coming up. Today's February 4th. So March 6th, 2020 was our last, quote, normal pre-COVID service. So we're coming up on 2 years. A couple nights after that, we had the Purim Spiel, which was our last big crowd without restrictions in the sanctuary. And then everything changed. So it's been very important for us over these last 2 years to prepare for whatever comes our way. And I think we've done a pretty good job of it. And it's allowed us to be able to provide for you guys what you need in whatever form we can. So we take a lot of inspiration from the Scouts, and we are prepared as much as we possibly can. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and I'll be back later with the announcements.
So as we turn to Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem is about welcoming the angels of Shabbat. But we think about Shabbat, since it's Scout Shabbat, we think about as if we're going on a trip. We get as excited about it as we do if you were going on a scouting adventure. And so we welcome in the good angels of Shabbat, allowing us to have a good Shabbat, but also a good trip. And then we also know that we'll be back, and we have to tell them goodbye. So that's all part of this wonderful song to welcome Shabbat.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachei Hasharet. shalom, malachei elyon, mimelech malachei hamalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedechem, tzedechem shalom, malachei shalom, malachei elyon, mimelech malachei hamalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
And just like with scouting, one of the very first things you do is you light your fire. So we light our candles for Shabbat. Those of you that do have candles with us, please light them now, and we'll say the blessing. Cantor will lead us.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu leharik ner shel Shabbat.
Blessed are the candles that light our way into Shabbat. And we'll raise our Kiddush cups now as we sanctify this wonderful day of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron le'maseh bereshit, ki hu yom tzitchila le'mikveh kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta, v'yotanu kiddashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shambat kodshecha, v'ahava u'v'ratzon, hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, v'kadesh haShabbat. Amen.
L'chaim, l'chaim. We turn to one of our most important songs for Shabbat, where we actually welcome Shabbat in. Traditionally, we think about Shabbat as a bride, but I was thinking about it. Maybe it's better to think of her as a backpacker. She's been on her way, and now she's come back, and we're so excited to see her because it's been a while since we had a chance to connect. So we're going to sing this, the first verse together, and that last verse. Sometimes there's a tradition of rising, if you so choose, on Zoom, and we bow to that Shabbat backpacker as she arrives, and then we welcome each other with our hands, just wishing each other a Shabbat Shalom.
La 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 lecha dodi, la 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 lekakala, la 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 v'nei Shabbat, v'nei Shabbat lekavela, la 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 lecha dodi, la la la
I saw a lot of people waving. If you are standing, you'd like to remain standing. If you're not, sitting is fine. You can just bend your knees as we call our community together with the Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu, et Adonai, HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Ya la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. La la la, la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
I bet the scouts were getting excited for that beautiful picture of the trees. That looked like a perfect place to camp. Why don't we read together about our God that is near as we need. Oh God, you are as near as the very air we breathe, yet farther than the farthest most star. We yearn to reach you. We seek the light and warmth of your presence. Though we say you are near, we are lonely and alone. Oh, let our desire be so strong that it will tear the veil that keeps you from our sight. Let your light release our darkness and reveal the glory and joy of your presence.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Malkuto, Le'olam va'ed. Baruch Shem Kivod Malkuto, Le'olam va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
If you are still standing, you may be seated as we move to the V'ahavta, the words from Deuteronomy 6.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברתם בם בשבתך ובביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם המזוזות ביתך ובשמרך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Here it says in the prayer that we should take our values wherever we go, whether we're in our homes or when we're on the way, when we lie down and we wake up. It's a really important reminder wherever we are in our world, We should always keep and stay true to our values. I know that's something the Scouts very much embrace. And we have the Micha Mocha. I think we're going to be doing it for a special melody. And this is in honor of Black History Month, which just started. We're now in February. Wonderful. The impact of that song goes all around the world. It's one of the most popular American refrains that is spread throughout the world for people, all people looking to free themselves from bonds. Yeah, I saw Walter and Diane said it was beautiful, so thank you, Cantor. When we read together, give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. I invite you to rise as we'll move into the Amidah with this opening prayer, if you so choose. And this is a way of focusing our attention on God.
Try with me.
we continue with our silent prayers and meditations. Feel free to turn off your camera during this time and just take a couple of minutes for yourself.
Oseh shalom bimroma, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'yakol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, Yaakov Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, Yaakov Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael.
We'll turn our attention now to healing. And we have many people in our community. I'm going to read a list. If you have other names you'd like to offer, you'll have a chance to unmute and say them. Or if you're joining us on Facebook or another venue, feel free to list those names there. Or you could just hold them in your hearts. We are thinking about, as a community, Ebony Burse, Angie Byerns, Christopher Crawford, Leslie Kramer, Bear Cunningham, Dee Denzel, Arthur Dezelke, Marina Finkelstein, Sue Frank, Nancy Hersbrunn, Paula Jones, Gail Kleberg, Manny Quiction, Gail Lewis, Larry Max, Jean McGarry, Barbara McGovern, Helene Mesh, Jennifer Milich, Jill Shire Monahan, Ida Nevler, Carol Olahansky, Cheryl Rossi, Brandon Ryan, Ron Sellers, Don Sherman, Mimi Shapiro, David Shevitt, Christopher Smith, Paul Staley, Lorenzo Stewart, Athena Tucker Pasiak, Jean Taransky, Anita Wiesel, Dr. Peter Winkelstein, Mark Yablin, Elizabeth Cheesy Yeager, Christine Zalowiski, Jean Zika, Gula Nava Bat Moshe, Hannah Ezra Ben Shuel, Penina Sarah Bat Hana, and Rabbi Dror Settle. And we have a number of others that we're thinking about. We have Joan Alexander, Leslie Kramer, Jerry Cheney, Stacy DeBruin, Laura Rubenstein, Howard Kellick, and Tim Davies. If you have other names you'd like to offer, feel free to unmute and let us know.
Roy Post, Debbie Donato.
Roberta Friedman,
Cheryl Milton.
Ken Powell, Kira,
Don, and my seriously ill cousin Hilda Shaffron.
Roger Marchione and Linda Vegas.
We'll take all those names into our heart as we cantor will lead us in the Mishabera.
Mishabera amotinu Mikol Hamrakalimuteinu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishabera imotinu Mikol Hamrakalimuteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
A complete healing of body and soul to all those who need. So as Cantor is going to take down her screen now. Oh, we got some pictures here. That was
Just gonna
from,
share a couple photos before we go into the screen share. Some representatives from the Girl Scouts. And there we go.
those were wonderful pictures. It's one of the huge advantages of Zoom that we can be able to share things in such a beautiful way. So one of our members, Susan Biter, I believe, has prepared a whole slideshow. If you are a Scout among us, why don't you just raise your hand now, and let's just take a look around. If you have your video off, I know Brian Welsh was one of the Scoutmasters here. You can write it in the box in the chat, but we're really glad to have you. It looks like we have a fair number, maybe about 10 screens that are connected to Scouts. And for many of you, you're not used to being in a Jewish service, but we're really, really glad to have you. Scouts have always been really good to all faiths and denominations, and they've been one of the things that have brought different religious communities together for well over a century. So I'm going to turn it over to Susan Biter, who I believe is representing the group.
Did that work?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Perfect.
Okay, great. So, we just want to say thank you so much to Shir Shalom for hosting us again this year. Due to the snowstorm, obviously it couldn't be in person, but we're still looking forward to Scout Shabbat in person again, 5783, right? We'll all mark it down. And we do have swag bags for Scouts. Because of the snowstorm, we put that off as well. So that'll be next week, and you can look on our Facebook page for details. So this was a year ago. We were in the parking lot at Shir Shalom just about exactly 1 year ago, and everybody came and picked up their swag bags. We had challah and a little kiddush juice and candles for our Scouts. A couple people picking up bags there, and then looks a little bit familiar. This was our Zoom 1 year ago with the Scouts. And since our last Scout Shabbat, the Western New York Jewish Committee on Scouting has sponsored a couple of events. We're lucky that most of Scouting takes place outdoors. So that's a real benefit to us during these COVID years where gathering indoors is much less safe for us, but we're lucky to have most of our activities are based in the outdoors. So you can see our pioneer style sukkah build that we did in October. We also had a pie iron latke Hanukkah party / menorah lighting / campfire just in December. We had a very cold day for that, but the scouts had a really good time. We also were really happy to sponsor the first female Eagle Scout in our council, Falcon O'Donnell. She had a project at the Botanical Gardens in North Tonawanda. Definitely encourage you to check it out. It's not a year-round, it's seasonal outdoor display. But we helped her out with the project, and we were able to gather for her Eagle Court in August, right before our son Adam went away to college. So he's in those pictures. We also celebrated in May of 2021, Ava Romeo's bat mitzvah. And in July, we celebrated Adam's Eagle Court of Honor. And we were so lucky to have Rabbi Alex come to offer a prayer and have Harvey Horowitz there to receive Adam's mentor pin. It was a really fun night. And I don't know if Leah, are you able to unmute?
Did it work?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Yes, I had the amazing honor to mentor Ryan Kutu through his Ner Tamid emblem this year. And Ryan, I just want you to know, I really was looking forward to sticking this on your shirt, but we'll just have to wait to do that in person. But I am so proud of you, and you worked so hard, and you really came up with very Ryan-esque way to complete your emblem. And I am so proud of you. Mazel tov. Very, very good job.
Congratulations to Ryan. We also wanted to say congratulations to two of our Cub Scout members who will be crossing over to Scouts BSA this spring on March the 5th. Eli Kutu and Matthew Romeo will be crossing over from our Cub Scout program to our Scouts BSA program. And Eli also had the very recent distinction. I think we found out yesterday that he was named a Youth of the Year in our Polaris district within the Greater Niagara Frontier. So congratulations to Eli for that honor. And that's our sukkah. When the boys were just starting out, they were Lions, which is kindergarten, and now they're 5th graders. And really, we just want to take a second to acknowledge everybody in scouting, those who we knew were going to be with us tonight. And if there's people that we missed, please feel free to unmute and introduce yourselves. Tell us what troop you're from, what rank you are, and we're really happy to have everybody here.
Maybe what we should do, Susan, why don't you take the screen down, and then any of the scouts that are here, if you want to tell us who you are and what troop you're in, we'd love to hear. Our membership and anyone who's watching really is inspired by you.
Okay, I'm Ava and this is Matthew. I'm a Life Scout in Troop 229G. And currently I'm working on my Eagle Scout. And Matthew?
Okay.
Okay, I guess that's it.
Hi everyone, I'm Noah Biter. I am a Life Scout in Troop 1910B, and I am currently serving as the assistant patrol leader of my troop. It's been really great being a part of the Jewish scouting movement, and it's just a really great honor to be here.
And Noah looks an awful lot different than that picture of him in one of those earlier slides.
Miriam and Sivan, if you want to unmute, you can tell us about yourself.
You'll say hi.
My name's Miriam. I'm a brownie in Girl Scouts. I'm in Troop 31214 with Melody. This is Sivan. She's a daisy.
Okay,
She's in Troop 30556.
And I appreciate it's very intimidating. I see Eli's there. I don't know if he wants to unmute and tell us.
I'm a Erev Light in Pack 6-3. And I've actually got both the Cub Scout Jewish Awards
Yeah, in your past years.
in my past years.
Yeah.
I'm Ryan Kutu. I am a Star Scout in Troop 6.
No, your life, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes, life. I remember what rank I am.
It's so wonderful. And I just really appreciate, I know how hard it is to speak in the Zoom framework with all these adults here, but we're really, really proud of what you're doing. And I think Scout values and Jewish values are very much aligned. It's wonderful to come here, particularly on this Shabbat. This is the Shabbat where we start building the Mishkan, or the tabernacle. And that is the great tent, traveling tent that served as the synagogue. And it says at the beginning in the Truma that every single person should give what their heart desires to give. And I think that that's so true of what the Scouts, every person is encouraged to give with their full heart and who they are, and to help one another out. And that's really the spirit that our entire community was built, and that really reverberates through Scouting. As you saw in the pictures, Harvey and I had a chance to go to Orchard Park. There's a wonderful Catholic church up there that hosts the Scouts, and I got to see where they have a whole place for themselves up there. And the priest that runs that is wonderfully and welcoming, and a whole little pavilion. It was very inspiring. I also got to hear about how that particular Scout troop was started, that they went door to door not too long ago, probably less than a decade ago. So it's wonderful to see it thriving and growing, and we send many blessings your way. So thank you for joining us. And we do hope, that we can see you in person very soon. I have a poem that I can share, and this is from Sheila Bernard Tucker. She sends me some wonderful poetry. So just give me 1 second. Okay. No, Sheila, I think, is among us. Sheila, would you like to read it for us?
I like when you read it, Rabbi.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is a wonderful one. She's always coming up with some great ones. And I think it's perfect for this week's Torah portion because it's about kind of place and objects. I called it chairs. I don't remember what she called it, actually. The squeaking of shoes, blankets piled as high as snow. Imagine what these chairs have seen. Imagine what these chairs know. So worn and wobbly, brave soldiers in a row, cracked leather seats like wrinkled faces. Imagine what these chairs know. Providing comfort when we are weak, we sink down into padded seat. The frame bent from age, a heart carved with a knife. Did SL and DG really have a good life? I rose off the chair and began to think about all the doodles and carvings, some with crayon, some with ink. A chair really is a welcoming old friend. A chair kept a rabbi from his life's sudden end. We welcome the next time you hurriedly want to just go. Imagine what these chairs really know. Wonderful. Thank you, Sheila, for sharing that. So we're going to move to the end of our service. I'll go back to Cantor Frank, and we have our final prayers.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא
And on that day, we'll all be one. We're going to move to our mourner's Kaddish. And first, I want to extend condolences to Walter Gordon, who's with us here tonight. He had lost his father this week, Thomas Gordon. There will be a memorial service sometime in the future, but we extend our heartfelt and sincere condolences to the family. We're also remembering Bob Davis and Carol Sirota, who died this past week. And I know as well Diane Lynch, who was a good friend of Sharon Krebs. We're remembering Lee Applebaum, Herbert Falk, Milton Freudenheim, Sylvia Hirschfield, Romaine Levine, and Jenny Pohl, Mary Jo Santella, and Howard Smallin, all who died in the last month. And our yahrzeit list from years past, this is the anniversary of their deaths. Robert L. Altman, Lenora Baum, Yvette Berger, Joseph Blakefeld, Fanny Suchman Cohen, Jerome R. Ellis, Laura Fagan, Leo Feld, Martha Feldman, Harold Fink, Isidore Fox, Jane Jacoby, Ida Kellick, Gloria Klein, Sydney Klein, Rose Kramer, Vivian Krieger, Clara Rosenthal Levy, David Lynn, Annette Lowinger, Murray Mackler, Julius Mandel, Frida Schwartz-Mango, Louis Michnick, Jack Miller, Sarah Neiman, Benjamin Rosenberg, Paul Rosenthal, Beatrice Rothstein, Joe Siegel, Edward Seitz, Louis Stringer, Alice Tepletsky, Richard J. Tucker Sr., Harry Wexler, and Paul Zimmerman. If you have other names or you want to tell us about someone on this list, feel free to unmute.
David Eason.
Harry Smith, Joan Sproul.
And we will rise, if it's your custom, for Mourner's Kaddish, as we sanctify God in the name of all those people that have died. Yid Kadal, Yid Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, V'alma Divrach, Chiratei, V'yamlik Malchutei, V'chayachon, V'yamachon, V'chayed, V'chol Beit Yisrael, V'agala V'zman Karib, V'yimramein, Yehei Shemei Rabbah, V'vorach, Le'olam Olmeo Maya, Yitparak, V'yishtabak, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitramam, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitalev, V'yitalal, Shemei Dekudashah, B'rechu, Le'elamin Kol Berchata V'shirata, Tush B'chata V'nechamata, Damiran V'yalma V'yimramein, Yehei Shlama Rabbamin, Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu V'yal Kol Yisrael V'yimramein, Oseh Shalom V'yimramav, Huya Oseh Shalom, Aleinu V'yal Kol Yisrael V'yal Kol Yoshvei Tevel V'yimru Amen. May God grant peace to all those mourners and all the bereaved among us. And we say, Amen. Zikranam Livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. As we move towards our announcements, I just want to acknowledge that in just a week, we will have the anniversary, the 13th anniversary of Flight 3407 on the English calendar. And just a couple weeks ago, we had a bat mitzvah of a girl who was born when Susan Whaley would have done the naming. It's hard to believe so much time has passed. I believe that's on the 12th, coming up right before the Super Bowl. So Bruce, if you're among us, please unmute and give us our announcement.
Okay. Shabbat Shalom again, everyone. Welcome to all the scouts and their families. It's so nice to have you with us. It'll be nicer when we're all together again in person. Sue, how long have we been doing the Scout Shabbat? Are this like 5, 6, 7 years? How many years have we been doing this?
I think it's the same as the boys who are crossing over this year. I think our first one was when they were lions
Okay.
or tigers. So about 5 or 6.
Yeah,
years.
it's been a fun number of years, and like I said, I look forward to when we're in person again. I was a Boy Scout. I did not get anywhere near Eagle Scout. I made it to Grackle. That was about it. And the rabbi gets such a kick out of this, but I did Order of the Arrow, and for Order of the Arrow, you have to have a 24-hour vow of silence. And I did it. I certainly couldn't do that today. The rabbi never ceases to amaze him that I could refrain from talking for 24 hours. But I want to just say the Scouts have done a lot for Congregation Shir Shalom. We've had 3 Eagle Scout projects at our temple. The Seafried boys did 2 of them, and then last year Eric Posas did one. We've had parking lot repairs. We've had youth library. We've had the playground taken care of. So the Scouts have done a lot for our temple, and we're very appreciative of everything that they've done for us. Thank you, of course, to Rabbi Alex and Cantor Frank for a warm service on this wintry night. Whether we are in person or virtual, we are always together for Shabbat. And even when we do go back together in person, which hopefully we very, very soon, if you're watching the live stream and you want to see a copy of the service leaflet to use during services, just go to the website, go to click here to watch our services, scroll down to Erev Shabbat service leaflet for that Friday night. Tomorrow morning, we will be virtual with Torah study at 9, Shabbat morning service, and virtual Kiddush luncheon at 11. They're both on Zoom. The website has the links. The community religious school will meet via Zoom on Sunday. Those links were mailed to the families by the school. Sunday night, I saw Yonina here. Sunday night, Dr. Yonina Foster will be leading Shalom Ruach at 7:00 p.m. That'll be via Zoom, song, chant, sharing, and meditation. Everyone is welcome. This Wednesday, the Women of Shir Shalom will be meeting at 7:00 p.m., also via Zoom. Bring your ideas, help them plan upcoming events. Speaking of upcoming events, the 10th anniversary Purim Spiel is going to be Wednesday, March 16th at 7:00 p.m. That'll be live streamed on Boxcast, Facebook, and YouTube. It is a virtual only event, although the cast, which is not a cast of thousands this year, it's a very limited cast, will be in the sanctuary. Sheila, who is on the service this evening, co-wrote the script, and it's a hoot. Rumor has it there will be a few knock-knock jokes, so be ready. Speaking of Purim, we will be having Hamantashen boxes, so make sure you RSVP for that. We will be giving out homemade Hamantashen and groggers. The groggers are not homemade, they are store-bought, but the Hamantashens are homemade. Be sure to email Joanne, joanne.markazy@gmail.com by March 2nd, and that's going to be a drive-through pickup on Wednesday, March 16th from 4 to 5, just in time for the Purim Spiel. That's also the night of our grand prize Chai Club drawing. So you can still get tickets, and we're doing the drawing every Wednesday night, every Wednesday, every week. And if you win, your ticket goes right back in. So the grand prize drawings are the 16th. So now next Friday, our service will be at 7:00 p.m. And let's see what the weather looks like. The rabbi has been slacking off badly in pulling strings with his contacts upstairs to try to get us nice weather. But hopefully we'll have nice weather next Friday night and we can be back in person. That would be a good night for it because it's Team Spirit Shabbat as we head into Super Bowl weekend, which of course is a lousy weekend for all of us, but we'll get through it. So be sure to wear your favorite sports clothing. And we'll let you know next week, probably around Wednesday, what the situation is. But again, here, I know that there's the screen up, the Cantor's doing screen sharing, but if you can see me in my little box, here's the formula. Here's Bruce's formula for being in person. COVID rate is here, temperature is here, snowfall down here. So as long as we have less snow than the COVID rate and we have more temperature than so COVID, snowfall down here, temperature up here, then we're golden. So fingers crossed on that. We'll let you know the middle of next week. When we are back in person, the gift shop will be open again most Friday nights from 6:30 to 7. Thank you to Sue Frank for taking charge of that. She has all sorts of exciting ideas as we move into this year. So I look forward to all sorts of neat gift shop stuff. Thank you, by the way, to State Assemblywoman Karen McMahon, who delivered free at-home COVID tests and KN95 masks to the temple. We have a limited supply of them, and we will distribute them on a first-come, first-served basis, one per person. So please email Joanne with your request. Again, that's joanne.markesy@gmail.com. The pickup will be this Tuesday between 1 and 4. Again, first come, first serve on the request. Very limited number, but thank you to Karen for doing that for us. And of course, we're going to continue to evaluate all events and protocols on a week-by-week basis. Again, fingers crossed for next week. Let's hope the weather cooperates. If you need anything, please feel free to reach out to the rabbi, the cantor, Todd, Joanne, or myself. We are here for you. Shabbat Shalom. Stay safe and warm. And again, thank you to the Scouts and their families for being with us on Scout Shabbat. And again, do you see the picture of Noah in those slides and what he looks like tonight? Oh my Lord. I remember his bar mitzvah. I was on the bima for it. The kid had dancing feet, well, like in the opening scene of Footloose. His feet were just going boom, 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 boom. I'm embarrassing him more than I did at his bar mitzvah.
Well, Bruce, if you want, they do have silent retreats in the Jewish world. So maybe one of these days we'll go, right?
You would be delighted if I did a silent retreat.
I'm afraid of it too. So one of these days, maybe we'll do it together.
Okay.
All right. Cantor as a final song. And thank you, Susan, for the wonderful slides too. They were terrific.
Adon Olam, Hashem Halach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Liget Nasa, V'chefso Kol, Hazoi Melech Shelo Nikra Adon Olam, Ve'acharei Chiklot HaKol, Levado Yimlok Lara Adon Olam, Ve'hu Haya, Ve'hu Hoveh, Adon Olam, Hashem Halach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Liget Nasa, V'chefso Kol, Hazoi Melech Shelo Nikra Adon Olam, Ve'hu Echad, V'yein Sheli, Lecham Shilo Le'hapira Adon Olam, Ve'li Reshit, Ve'li Tachlit, Ve'la'oz Le'hamizra Adon Olam, Hashem Halach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Liget Nasa, V'chefso Kol, Hazoi Melech Shelo Nikra Adon Olam, Ve'hu Eli, V'chai Goali, V'torchet Libi Yitzhara Adon Olam, Ve'hu Nisi, Umanos Li, V'nakosi B'yomeka Adon Olam. Everyone, Adon Olam, Hashem Halach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Liget Nasa, V'chefso Kol, Hazoi Melech Shelo Nikra Adon Olam, V'yavdo Hafkit L'ruchi, V'yitishan Ve'a'ira Adon olam ve'imruchi geviati adonai velo hirado olam ton olam Hashem halav v'terem kol Yitzini ra litnasa v'chetzo kol Hazai melech shemo nichra Adon olam.
Wonderful. Joanne is going to lead us in Hamotzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lachem min haaretz. Amen.
As you came in peace, may you leave in peace. Shabbat shalom. We're so grateful to have our scouts with us today. And as soon as Cantor takes down our screen, we'll have a chance if you'd like to stay around. Oh, look at that. Oh, man. Now that's a cake. I think it was chocolate and vanilla, too. So if you want to unmute at this point, feel free to, and we'll wish each other Shabbat shalom.
Unmute.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Everyone.
Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom, everybody.
Shalom.
Mazel tov to the scouts.
Yes.
Thank you.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
So good to see you.
Shabbat shalom, Melania.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, Melania.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you again.
Shabbat shalom.
This is great.
Joanne.
Shabbat
Hey,
shalom.
Julia. Hey, Judy.
Nice seeing everybody.
Hello.
Shabbat shalom, Linda.
Thank you, Cantor. Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Joanne.
Thanks for being here, Melissa.
everybody.
Good to see
Thank
you.
you.
Julia, I love your
shalom.
slide, your background.
Bye.
Julia, I love your background. What is that behind you?
Oh, behind this, we're in our music room where Chris practices, and it says, "Family is everything." I can't read it backwards.
Laughter, love, and
Love and happiness.
That's great.
It's a slanted, we're like on the upstairs, so we're at a place where the roof comes down and the ceiling's slanted. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Dormer roof.
Little
You know, the funny thing is I
Hi.
thought it was a virtual background.
Oh, no, it's I'm on the.
What?
There's Chris's instruments.
I am still there.
It's
Boy, could I use a music
it's a real room.
It's a cozy corner.
Yeah, would you build me a music room?
Hear that, Cantor? Chris has a music room just for him to practice for the temple band. That's all he uses it for, is to practice.
I know we have a couch in here. We spend a lot of time in here because it's the warmest room in the house.
That's important.
Yeah.
They have a wonderful old
everyone.
house right by me.
Night, Cantor.
Good night now. Good night, Cantor.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Shabbat shalom. Stay warm.
Shalom. Remember Team Spirit for next week.
Okay.
You get to,
Yep.
they were looking at.
Joanne, are you still
Yes.
on?
Good night,
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah, Karen.
Isn't there Tot Shabbat next week too?
Yes.
It-
Shabbat family with PJ Library. Hopefully,
It
we'll
is.
be hopefully in person, but we'll know by midweek.
Okay, I'll watch for the email, okay?
Sure. And if not, it'll be virtual, but it will happen one way or another.
Okay, well, thank you. Okay, I'll watch for the mail. Okay.
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 Thank you. Shabbat shalom.
Good night, all.
everyone.
Shabbat shalom.